think that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide. I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me. I hate to break it to you. I think that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide. I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me. I hate to break it to you. I think...
Well said, sweetheart. Well said.
Hate to break it to you. Hate to break it to you.
Pause it. Hey, I want to say Shalom first and foremost. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Rakabadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. I'd like to give peace and blessings and salutation to the whole elect. Those in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Akia Mahaloya coming back with another lesson. Now, this is kind of like a piggyback to the brother Arag Gabar, what he did about the whole Isaiah 4:1 thing. Now, this is not going into Isaiah 4:1, so to say. It's not going into multiple women or anything like that, but it's going into the mindset of what men have put up with and what they've been putting up with for the last 60, 70 years. And it's showing, and it's getting to the point it's getting real old, and men are giving up on it. Now, this young lady here, I mean, honestly speaking, shit, she gets it, she sees it, she understands it. And a woman like that that's beginning to acknowledge it, you can work with somebody like that. Now, she's not a bad looking woman at all. Shit, I'll deal with her if she get her mind right. But regardless of that, it's just a little inside thing. But regardless of that, they say the first way of healing is admitting you have a problem. And if you take any psychology class or you go to any particular psychiatrist, which we know psychiatrists are basically witch doctors. They basically deal with witchcraft. They fuck with your mind. But it's some aspects of psychology is rooted in the ways of the scriptures. But they say the first step of admitting you have a problem or healing is admitting you have a problem. And that's the thing. Our women, they don't admit they have issues. It's like they know they have issues, but they so entitled and they're so puffed up to the point that they feel that they can bring whatever they want to the table and do what they want to do, and it's no repercussions for it. You know, so this young lady, she gets it, man. You know, and I can say it could be cap because who's to say she's going to turn her life around? Very selfish culture of women, and to any women out there. Sorry, but regardless of that, and Salaki, I'm at work, man. This guy just pulled up, so you got to bear with me. You got to bear with me real quick. Give me 1 second, brothers. Let me signal this guy real quick.
Say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that. That would require that I have a problem with women worldwide.
Give me 1 second, brothers. Slocky. What's up? Hey, bro, give me like 15 minutes. I'm on the phone with my daughter's school. All right. Let's plan this out. But anyway, the work of the Lord come first, man. Fuck that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. And I don't like making a habit of getting on a woman. You know, I mean, I do a lot of videos on women, so to speak, and that's actually not intentional. It's just the spirit that I be in, or the spirit hops on me. But it needs to be said because, you know, we in crazy times, and these women, they got to get their mind right or they're gonna die. Okay, but it's really not my prize and possession getting on the women for real, because it's really just, I won't say it's pointless, but it's just like, okay, same shit, different token, right? But anyway, she sees it. She says American women is not very compatible, and they're not, because you have to understand feminism, entitlement, and this poisonous venom that this serpent has put among our people, man. Okay, like I went into earlier in the last video about the Gadite woman basically exposing, and this is really the opposite video of that, because in that video, that Gadite woman, she knows who her enemy is, but our women, they don't understand that. So this is like a counter, it's like a part 2 to that video, followed up by the other brother's video. But regardless of that, they've been beguiled through feminism, through entitlement. Okay, my world, my life, my way, because they've pushed that narrative for so long. Okay, our mothers, our grandmothers, our fathers, our uncles, they've all pushed that woman's empowerment. So when you grow up with that mentality, they're gonna think that, man, like, hey, a mother, like, you know, a fellow saint, you know, a Sakura, that means help. She's like a mother to me. She straight up told me, she said, look, Ma, she said, you men have come back into the ancient way. She said, you've been programmed in this world like we all have. But she said, to understand that you think that when you come back into the ways of the Lord, you think that you own the woman you with. Technically, that's your woman. You should own her. But in her day mindset, they would never see it the way that you see it or the way the Lord sees it, because they've been indoctrinated by this world. So they would never look at it as you trying to lord or control them. You know, and I was watching BMF yesterday. It's Folly, Black Mafia family. It deals with Big Meech and them. And the husband was basically struggling to keep the family together. And basically, he was getting at his wife. Because basically Meech paid the mortgage through drug money. And the father got mad at that. So he was telling his wife, he said, well, you need to go back and you need to reverse that payment. And then he was like, you need to do what you got to do, like I asked you to do it, and you do it. She said, you are my husband. You are not my father. You don't give me answers. You don't give me demands. And that burnt my spirit, because that's the average way that they think. Your husband is like your father. Your husband is your head. Your husband controls and dictates your action on how you should think. The scriptures say the best thing to be is when a woman is after the mind of her husband in righteousness. So that really burnt my spirit, because I've heard that shit before. A woman straight up told me straightforward. She was like, well, just because I go out and kick it with my friends, I kick it with my friends or whatever, I want to go out, I don't answer to you. And I had to step back. I was like, back in my mind, I'm like, okay, you weren't saying that years ago though, because you knew that you knew what it was a few years ago. But when you got into this newfound career and these different people you've been hanging around, okay, and these different men that's been coming and hitting and getting in between you, now all of a sudden it's a different dynamic. So you see how it works. Straight up told me, I don't answer to you. Then why the fuck am I even dealing with you if you're not gonna answer to me about your whereabouts on where you should and where you shouldn't go? What kind of man takes his wife to a club so other men can hit on his bitch, and then he get in trouble, he get in a fight, get locked up, she gets shot? It's fucking madness, man. It is madness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you didn't want to take me to the club. You didn't want to take me. I'm like, every time we went out, it was a fucking problem. We go to a lounge or something like that. I'm just using one example. You go to a lounge, okay? Even then, taking your lady to a lounge is still too much, because you got single women there, you got niggas there. Okay, now when you go to a bar, a restaurant, that's different. I don't mind doing that. But brothers, don't be taking your wives to clubs, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't take your wife. Like honestly speaking, we don't need, the club is not even where we should even be at for real. And me personally, I'm not even a big clubber. I go to a lounge or a restaurant lounge or a bar or something like that. But you won't catch us dead in a club unless it's just like we just so happen to stumble upon it. But even then, we're not even there. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the mentality of Western women. Why would you want your man to take you to a fucking club where other men are at, drunk, high, being wicked? Like, that don't even make any sense. That's an adulterous mindset. Why you want to go to the club and dance with your husband? Like, what do you need to go to the club for? They got steppers night. They got different night. Shit, we can dance in the house. And I remember, you know, when we was kids, man, we'd have, you know, a little family night. We'd have a little karaoke and stuff like that. You know, we'll rap or sing our favorite songs and stuff like that. Just stuff like that is fun. It's less problematic. Ain't no niggas around. It's just family. Y'all enjoying each other's company. Why is that not good enough? But you know, these women, they have the need to be seen. They have to be out there because they're hoes. Okay, and that's basically what she's saying. So let's look at the comment here, and I got some precepts lined up, but I'm gonna look at these comments, and this is a very this one here. Greg Bucci, he says, I married a Filipino woman. She supports me, uplifts me when I doubt myself, and didn't have years of emotional baggage from past relationships. Wow, you rarely find a woman that supports your cause, okay, that uplifts you. I've been in situations when I needed to be uplifted, instead I got beat down even more. And the uplifting, when the uplifting came, it didn't have no effect, because it just like, was it genuine? Was it sincere? It just seemed so dry, like, okay, have a good day, you know, don't let the world get to you. And those are all good things, but it's just like you spend more time getting beat up before being uplifted. And it's to the point you've been beat down so much, to the point the uplifting don't even work, because it's just like, okay, this coming from you, thank you, but I don't really accept it. I don't really believe it from you. I don't really believe it from you, because the fact you've been against it the whole time. You've been coming against your man the whole time. So I don't believe when you tell me good shit. I don't believe you telling me you faithful and that you loyal and committed. I don't believe that. You haven't shown that. But somehow we just the bad people. And that's what this guy is going into. He says, she is the love of my life, and we figure out life together as partners. That's beautiful, man, because the scriptures say the thing between a man and woman, let nobody put asunder. She's also a very strong and feminine woman who knows how to confront me about concerns. She is very family oriented, works hard at her job, and just so pleased to be around. She is my wife and best friend. Wow, brother. Hey, I take my hat off to you. I've never felt that way. I've never was able to say that about any woman I've dealt with. And it's not a form of bitterness or anything, but it's just the truth. This is what you get from American women. Now, you do have those women that you may love and you care about. I've genuinely been in situations that I've cared about the woman, you know, that I wanted the best for, is the best interest. We all have as men, you know, but somehow, some way, things come to a head and they just fall apart. And it's due to this influence of this culture that we're living in, this Americanized culture. Okay, now you can boil it down. It can get as far as down to the individual you're dealing with. But even then, among the individual, it's the culture that they've surrounded themselves in, which causes the bad dynamic. Okay. He says, you're lucky because I have a friend who was Italian and Filipino, and his Filipino wife, who he got from another country, who he met overseas when he was in the military. Apparently she married him and took his kids and screwed him over and everything that he had, now paying child support. And that does happen too, okay, because you got a lot of Israelite women down there, but for the most part, you be in good case. This is another one. It says, my wife is Chinese, and I don't just love her, I like her. She is very pragmatic, and she doesn't put me down and respects me for the hard labor that I perform in construction, and she knows that I will protect her with my life. She is very intelligent and is always improving herself. Her son from our first marriage is a classical violinist, only because of her efforts to guide him and encourage him and raise him as an upstanding gentleman. Man, that's off. It is unfortunate that far too many American women are not concerned with character development as my wife is, right? Because some of them just throw in the towel. They blame you for things they don't understand, and then they just start living their life as a bunch of demons. Well, you entertaining other women, you doing this and that. Is that a reason in your mindset to really just flip the script and do a 360 on a person you claim to care about? Fuck no. The hell? And in your mindset, entertaining other women, what time frame did it happen? Did it happen when they were with you, or did it happen when you did some fuck shit? You know? It says everybody is slowly getting their passports now. Yep, but anyway, that's enough of that. We're going to go into some precepts here, because it's all due to feminism and culture. This is Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's what you're seeing. That's the dynamic of what you're seeing. Women are getting ahead in the workplace. They're taking home more salaries. I was watching this video. This woman said nurses like Pookies and Ray Ray, she was 22 years old and she touched 70 bands. Then the next year she pulled in 100-some bands being a nurse. Okay, so with these women with that type of power and freedom and money, they're going to run themselves into the ground. They're going to deal with these wicked men. They're going to hang around women that's not better or not good for their character. Women that's going to put destructive thoughts in their mindset. Don't submit to no man. If he ain't piping to your tune, if he ain't supporting you, don't deal with him. If he's cursing you out, trying to control you, telling you you can't go out, telling you you can't dress a certain way, you don't need to be with a man like that. That's problematic, and that's a destructive mindset, because according to the Bible, a man is supposed to dictate the things that his woman doing. Whatever she does, she's supposed to do it through him, whether you're living with him or not. Okay? It don't matter if you stand under one roof or not. If that's your man, you listen to him. And ask yourself this: if you're not living under one household, ask your character. What's up with your character? Why didn't he? Why didn't he want to live under your household? Or why did he want you to move in with him X, Y, and Z? Because you're too fucking problematic and entitled. No man is going to put himself in that jeopardy, man. I don't give a fuck who he is. No man want to do that shit. And you have a kid by another man already. You want a man to come under your dominionship just to destroy him? No. Unfortunately for you, no. You know? Reflect. Change your ways. Think. Take the low. Humble down. Then you can talk turkey. But that's too much like right. But it says, the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Okay? And that's what you're seeing here. And this is the reason why they have platforms to spew their madness, man. Okay? Matter of fact, the scriptures say, live happily with the wife of thy bosom. Roughly paraphrasing it. Because, hey, man, it's nothing wrong with having a woman or a wife. It's a beautiful thing. You know? It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing when brothers have a union with their wives, man. Okay, because I mean, you know, like the scriptures say, a man should depart from his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. That's in the scriptures. You know, men, we supposed to have women that we could come home to and be comforted by, and, you know, talk about our day. You know, not pillow talking, but she's supposed to understand her place in her lane. She's not supposed to be all combative and trying to control this man and control what he thinks, how he pissed. No. Okay, and jealousy is a big part of that. All right. Let me find Sirach 26, and I'm gonna start at verses 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days should be doubled. A virtuous woman rejoiced her husband, and she have fulfilled the years of his life in peace." You can't say that about Western women. Most of them are broken. Most of them are single. Most of them hop rod to ride. They don't have men. They have niggas they're fucking. Okay, they have men that they're fucking. You got women 45 years old playing the fucking field. They don't have men they want to come home to. And the crazy part about it is, they would deal with just any man that wants them. No, you're supposed to want to deal with a man of the Lord, a man that's after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's own mind. Those are the men you're supposed to want to seek. You ain't supposed to just want to seek a man because he looks good, he smells good, he's good to you and your kids. No, because he can be a fucking murderer. He could be a deceitful. You're supposed to be looking for a man that's after the Lord, man. That's who you're supposed to be seeking. Not because, oh, well, he got a good job, he treats me well. Those things are good, don't get me wrong. But for you to just want to deal with any man outside of men of the Lord shows you have no fear in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because ain't just any man is just going to make it. Okay? You got to be a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai if you want to get up out of here. That's why it says a good wife is a good portion, which should be given in a portion of them that fear the Lord. But whether men be rich or poor, if he have a good heart towards the Lord, he should at all rejoice the times with a cheerful countenance. Okay? And these are the things, man. Okay? But that's not like this in this society because we're under the curses. You see? Another precept. Verse 8, 20, Sirach 25 and 8, it says, "Well is him that dwelleth with the wife of understanding." The American woman has no understanding for the most part. Now, some of them are getting right. Some of them are changing their mindsets. You know, they're saying, fuck my career. My career is nothing. You know, I want a husband that I can cater to, that I can make him better, you know, help him in his life, help his legacy, you know. But instead, you know, they say, nah, it's about my career, my kids, my life, my longevity. That's not going to cut it. Okay, that's not a woman of understanding. But it says, well is him that dwell with the wife of understanding, and that have not slipped, and he that have not slipped with his tongue, and have not served a man more unworthy than himself, man. Okay, but the point about it is a wife of understanding. And what she's breaking down, y'all have no understanding. You know, no understanding whatsoever. Okay, because the scriptures say that it's a good thing if a woman is after the mindset of her husband. You know, what do you want, babe? How can I make you happy? If you want me to stop doing this, I will stop doing this. I understand it, but then yet you stop doing that, but you find problems in other areas. It's crazy. What's the point of putting on a head wrap and a dress immodestly when you have a problem with the message that's going out? You're just going to rebel in other ways. You may be modest in dressing, and how you walk around, but you're just going to rebel in other ways, which is another problem. So there's no winning here, okay? And that's all due to the curses. But you know what? The Lord is going to balance this thing out, man, okay? Because this is the scriptures here. Isaiah 3:12, it says, as for my people, children are the oppressors, and women rule over them, okay? And that's the truth. They're in a state of power now, okay? And I'm going to cut this short. I don't want to be all day. Point is being made. But, oh, my people, which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths, man, okay? This is why Jacob's all fucked up. Their mama's boys, which Jacob was a mother's boy, but she understood the law and the dynamic of the Lord to teach him in the law, okay? And not like these Western women, no matter what a woman do to you, never put your hands on her, baby, okay? And it's wise to not put your hands on women in this society because you can go to jail, okay? And it's point blank period. They need to be touched, but that's up to the Lord when he's going to allow that to happen. You know, and I'm just honestly speaking, they need to be put in a place, you know, because it's completely out of order. And that's the reason why this world is all messed up, because there's no judgment going forth for these women, you know, but they're getting set up. But anyway, verse 16, it says, moreover, says the Lord, because the daughter of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Haughty means extremely arrogant, and mincing and as they go and making and tinkling with their feet. Their high heels, you know, their stiletto pumps, their toes out. The Lord just said, man, he's against that shit. Okay, because it's death. That's a death culture. You know, that's death culture. You know, and us as Israelite men and the women that's coming back into the faith, the scriptures say, seek the old paths, man. You know, but one last precept here, and this makes so much sense now. This makes so much sense because this is a beautiful precept. This is verse 8, and this is to you women out there. It says, rejoice not against me, O my enemy. Scripture say you are our enemies. The apostles taught us that long ago. They said, look, the one you land with, that's your enemy on the side, man. And it's been made evidently clear that that is the case. Your woman is your enemy, okay? They do what they can to break your spirit and to make you feel low about yourself while they're out making destructive decisions, and they're fucking up any chance of even remotely getting things right. They're just destroying themselves. It proves why they have to be led. It says, oh, my enemy, when I fall, I shall rise. Yeah, we're in a fallen state now. The Israelite man have no control over his house now. The kids are out of order now. It says, rejoice not against me when I fall. Oh, look at that nigga. He's broken without me. He's mad. He's angry. You see, I got him yelling now. He's mad. Oh, he on child support. Oh, he just lost his job. Women get off on that shit, bro. They get off seeing you in the cold, man. I remember when I was 17 years old, man, my mother made a habit of kicking me out of the house in the wintertime. You know? And I'm like, this is like the most evil shit, but I had places to go. But she'd get mad at her boyfriend. She'd take that shit out on me. I'm 17. I remember she put me out the day before my high school graduation. And then showed up to the graduation like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Took the tickets and shit. I was like, man, you the demon, man. You know, it's funny now, but you know, this is the type of hatred they have. You know, this is American women. But it says, oh, my enemy, when I fall, I shall arise. And when I sit in darkness, the Lord should be a light unto me, brother. So, hey, man, this is the reason to not overreact. Yeah, we get in our feelings about women we care about. Yeah, we get mad. You may drink. You may call the bitch a dozen times because you want to get a point across and curse her out and make her feel low because she needs to be felt low. But at the end of the day, bro, the Lord is our light, man. When we're going through the darkness path, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to pull us through. He always did. But it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I've sinned against him. So, yeah, we'll take the chin shot because we've sinned against the Most High. Until he plead my cause. He said, until he plead my cause, man. Okay, he says, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, and he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness, man. So, hey, we're getting ready to be uplifted, man. Okay, we're getting ready to get righteous stock, righteous fruit, righteous children. Okay, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? It says, my eyes shall behold her. Now she should be trodden down as a mire of the streets. For you women out there that played the men of the Lord, that disrespected the men of the Lord, that talked back to him, that talked down to him, that made ruinous choices, that's dealt with other men, that chose your career, and you are going to be an example of Micah 7 and 10. You're going to get trodden down like the mire in the streets, and your judgment starts any day now. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And with that, Shalom and Abba.